everyone. We're on the fourth and the last in Margo's series, The Heart of Meditation. And we've been discussing, experiencing, practicing analytical meditation, concentration meditation. And yeah, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable course. So thank you, Margo.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for hosting all these sessions and this one as well. So welcome everyone. Great to see you all. Great to see you again. I suggest, so today we're going to again do 3 different meditations. 2 new ones and 1 we have done before. So the new ones are a 9-round breathing, followed by one of the analytical meditations called focused on the precious human rebirth. And later on, the end is a loving kindness meditation that we have done before, but I think loving kindness, you can't do enough of, personally, I think. I just want to move to gallery view so I can see you instead of me. Yes, better. So I would like to start with the opening prayers. So Anna, do you have them? So let's do them twice, the refuge and bodhicitta prayers. Let's do them twice in English and once in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. Maybe there is an echo. Maybe, oh yeah, Linda, maybe you want to mute yourself. Thank you. Let's start again. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chirang tokni choknam la jang juk badu dakni kap suchi dagi chen yenge pesanam ki drola penshir sangye drupa sho. Thank you. So that's the official refuge in bodhicitta, but let's also for ourselves check our own motivation. Like, why are you here? What is your own motivation for being here? That helps to focus our attention. Thank you. So, yeah. This session, I wanted to start with 2 meditations. One is the 9-round breathing, followed by a different type of analytical meditation. So last week, those of you who were here last week, we did a purification meditation. We did a meditation where we focused on breathing in and breathing out and using our breath as a purification. So we were like breathing out all the stuff we don't want and breathing in positive qualities and light, breathing things out in the form of smoke, breathing things in the form of light. Today I want to move on to a next step, but very, very similar, but slightly different. It's called the 9-round breathing. There are a lot of different versions of that, so you may have done different versions of that. The 9-round breathing was taught a lot by Lama Yeshe, the originator, founder of the FPMT. And so I'm just reading his biography, his book. So I'm very much in line with Lama Yeshe. It's an amazing story. his life and his setting up the organizations. So 9-round breathing is also a purification meditation. And it includes a visualization. So there are simple ways to do it and more advanced way to do it. So I do one in the middle. So it is a purification where you actually use the energy channels in the body. Now, for most Westerners, if you're I don't know, a doctor or a nurse or in the medical profession, you might go, what do you mean channels? So the Tibetans and also a lot of others in Asia, the Chinese, the whole Asian medicine system, or there are different systems, but one is actually they include more the subtle energy channels. So there seem to be 72,000 of them, but we don't do them all today. So today we just do 3 of them to help us with a purification. So it's a purification where we visualize or imagine these 3 channels. So one channel starts at the center of the forehead, then curves, and it's inside the head. It curves around under the skull to the back of our head, at the back, and then in front of the spine to the place 4 fingers width below the navel. So maybe I'll talk you just to get an idea. I'll guide us into that visualization and that meditation. Then that is the central channel, and it is like a straw for your Coca-Cola or so. It's the thickness and size of a straw, but it's made out of light, and that's the central channel. Then there are 2 side channels. They start at both nostrils, and then they move upwards on either side of the central channel. On the inside, so under the skull, on the inside of the head, they go all the way, they curve to the back, and then they go on either side of the spine, in front and on both sides of them. They go back all the way down to the place, again, 4 finger widths below the navel. And there, just like you have the hook of an umbrella, there they hook into the central channel. I don't know if this makes sense, but that is so. If this is the side channel, it hooks into the central channel, and the other side channel hooks into the central channel. So what we do in this visualization, we breathe in through the left nostril, where you can actually close your right nostril. So you breathe in through the left and then breathe out through the right. So you breathe in positive energy and you breathe out your anger, frustration, irritation, all those type of energies that you don't need, that you don't want. You breathe them out through the right nostril in the form of smoke. So we do that 3 times. Breathe in through the left and breathe out through the right. So then we do it the other way around. Again, you can close your left nostril. You breathe in through the right. You breathe in light. And you breathe out through the left. You breathe out your attachment, your neediness, your selfishness, all the clingingness, all those type of energies. You breathe them out in the form of smoke. And that smoke, that disappears. Doesn't stay in your room, it disappears. So, and again, we do that 3 times. And when you breathe in, you can follow the breath all the way down through these channels, if you can. If it's too much, take it easy, but that's a way to do it. So that is 2 times 3, so we've done now 6. The third round is we breathe in through both nostrils imagine air goes through both nostrils, all the way through these side channels. Then it enters the central channel at the place 4 fingers width below the navel, so in your lower abdomen. So there they connect with the central channel, and you breathe out. I mean, you breathe out through your nose, but you imagine you breathe out through the opening of the central channel in your forehead. And here you breathe out ignorance. So you breathe in clear light and you breathe out ignorance. So ignorance is a huge topic, like not seeing reality as it is, having an incorrect view of reality. So any understanding you have on that, you can breathe out ignorance in that place. Also ignorance, it can be simple ignorance, but also ignorance is usually related to ignorance about the true nature of reality. So that's the 9-round breathing. Any questions on that? I mean, as I said, there are different variations and colors and this and that, but yeah, that's the basic thing. Yes, Anna. Mm-hmm.
I've got a question when I do my 9-round breathing. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm breathing out on my right side, so I'm breathing out anger, it's the breath the breath is so much longer than this
Mm-hmm.
side. Now,
Okay. Interesting.
is that because I have a lot of anger, or is it just my lung capacity or the way I'm breathing, or
Mm. So it's different on the right hand side is different than the left. Is that what you're saying?
there's a much longer, out
Right.
breath.
Yeah.
I've got quite a big lung capacity anyway, so my breaths are huge,
Right.
but this side is.
Yes. Wow. I don't know. I don't have an answer on that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe your system is keen to release anger and you're totally ready for it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
just, notice it. Great that you notice it. And I'm sure that's, it's great. Yeah. Sorry, I can't be more helpful here. Yeah. Mhm. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay, so the 9-round breathing is often done at the beginning of a session. You can do it at the beginning of like a what we call Shamatha session, where you basically do a breathing meditation, just concentration on the breath, or you can do it before any practice. So it is a very powerful way to purify our mind, since in our daily lives we may build up irritations, anger during the day, or greed or neediness or selfishness or etc. So we may build that up during the day, during the hours in our daily lives. So this is a very powerful method before any other meditation to actually cleanse ourselves. So it is one of the many cleansing meditations. So, and after we do the 9-round breathing, I wanted to do another analytical meditation. So over the past few weeks, we've done a few different types of meditations. We've done concentration, mostly concentration on the breath. But also we've done analytical meditations. So last week, I think we did impermanence. So then we focus on analyzing, having an inner discussion on the topic, and then get a certain realization. So last week that was in relation to impermanence. Today we're going to do that in relation to the preciousness of our human life. So, and we use some time to analyze that, because you might think, what do you mean, precious human life? What does that mean? So what that means is actually acknowledging our privileges, acknowledging how well off we are. And I think, to be honest, I think it's pretty radical, because I don't know about you, but here in my own life, and when I look at my friends, my people around me, it's very attractive to complain. That's, complaining is more like the new normal. So how is it going? Then you're going to talk about what's wrong. This is wrong, or the weather is wrong, or the tax people are wrong, or your boss is wrong, or your whatever, your mother-in-law is wrong, or I think we have a tendency to talk about what's not good. So in this, and of course in Buddhism also there are teachings on suffering. So there is a huge acknowledgement that yes, not everything is good. There is suffering and pain in the world. But in this meditation, we are going to actually look at our human lives and look at how fortunate we are. To look at the privileges we have, our level of health, although you may have some health issues, we're all well enough to be here. We're looking at the privilege of actually being able to join a Dharma center and switch on Zoom and, get Dharma in your living room. To have the freedom to actually study that, to have the state of mind to do that, and not think, oh, I'd rather watch football or, whatever, eat chocolate or so, but actually to have that inclination to do that. So that is an analytical meditation, and I'll guide us through, and you may have your own thoughts about that, where you analyze that. And with an analytical meditation, you spend some time analyzing and arguing, like yes, no, and you can have a good conversation with yourself in an analytical meditation. In this case, around this preciousness of the human life, of our human life. And at some point, you may have a realization. At some point, you may have a moment where it sinks in a bit, like, wow, I'm really lucky. It's unbelievable. Look at me. Who would have thought I can, it's partly the being alive, but also being alive so that we can practice Dharma. Because it's already pretty good to have reasonable health, or you have food on the table and a roof above your head, etc. That's already, pretty amazing. You live in a country that is not at war at the moment, no bombs falling in your garden, hopefully. So that is already, that's not the case for everyone. And then on top of that, we have this possibility to actually, and the inclination and the circumstances to actually practice Dharma. So that's actually really unique. So when you get to that place in Kalak, yeah, of course I have that. When you go to a place of, wow, actually that's pretty good, then you stay there for a while and you stop analyzing and you just sit there. So that is where concentration then comes in. Then for as long as you can, concentrate on that space. And at some point, thoughts may kick in again, and you have more dialogue, more analytical, until the next more deeper moment. Because in a way, the conclusion is, it helps us to make the best of this life. I think a lot of our time in our lives, we might waste with meaningless things, or we're quite casual with our time. Sometimes we are casual with our commitment to the Dharma. Says, oh yeah, I'll meditate tomorrow, or yeah, well, no time is up now, or those type of things, they happen to many of us. So with this precious human life and the awareness of that, there's more emphasis on actually saying, like, let me make the best of my life and let me practice Dharma. So yeah, so that's a little on precious human rebirth. Any questions on that? Otherwise, I would like to go into a meditation. So will be about 20 minutes or so. So if you want to make yourself comfortable, I'll start 25 minutes. Start with the 9-round breathing. So take a moment to connect with your body. Feel your sit bones on the seat, your legs supporting you. Back straight. Shoulders relaxed. Hands can be folded in the lap, the right on top of the left, and the thumbs lightly touching. The back of the neck slightly extended, so the chin is tucked in. Jaw relaxed. Tip of the tongue behind the upper teeth, touching the upper palate. And eyes either closed or half open. Notice your breathing. Now imagine or visualize 3 channels. One starts at your forehead, curving upwards under your skull, then down at the back of your head, and in front of your spine downward to 4 fingers width below the navel. That's the central channel, and it's in the form of a hollow straw. And it's made out of light. And the 2 side channels starting at the nostrils, curving upwards under the skull to the back of the skull, and down in front of the spine and on both sides of the central channel. Down to the space 4 finger width below your navel. There the side channels curve like the bottom of an umbrella. And they connect with the central channel. We can use our hand closing the right nostril, breathing in through the left. And breathing out through the right, closing the left channel. Breathing out our anger and irritation. Let's do that 3 times. Breathing it out in the form of smoke. After 3 times you switch, you close the left nostril and breathe in through the right. Close the right nostril, breathe out through the left. Breathe out attachment in the form of smoke. And after 3 times, you breathe in through both nostrils. Keep them both open. And imagine all the air moves into the central channel below your navel. And you imagine you're breathing out ignorance. You imagine you breathe it out at the spot on the central of your forehead, your third eye. Also do that 3 times. Breathe out ignorance. And then breathe just your normal breath, feeling cleansed and pure. Then I invite you to check how you feel about yourself, about your life, your personality, your accomplishments, your abilities, and so forth. Are you satisfied? Or do you find many faults, much to be desired? Just be honest with yourself. Can you detect feelings of inadequacy, not being good enough, discouragement or hopelessness? Even if your present state of mind is positive and things going well for you, remember past times of depression and discouragement. And decide to get rid of this negative energy and sense of hopelessness. To help you develop a better view on your own life, a better perspective. First, compare it with the lives of others, worse off than you. Imagine what it would be like as an animal, for example, deeply ignorant, with no potential for mental and spiritual development. As a domestic animal, it would be controlled by others, or you would experience the ongoing round of hunger, thirst, heat, cold, always living in fear of death. Just for a moment, imagine you would be in that situation. Or imagine being a beggar in the streets of Calcutta, or living in the deserts of Africa, constantly in need of food and water, with no time to think of anything else. Human, but with little more opportunity for development than an animal. Imagine having a serious mental or physical handicap and the lack of freedom that would mean. Or imagine living in a country where there is political and social oppression, allowing very little freedom to pursue your interests. To really put yourself in one of these situations. So you can understand the agony of each of these situations. We can learn to appreciate how small our current problems actually are. Compare your problems to what others undergo and be thankful for what you have and feel compassion for others' hardships. Now bring to mind all the good qualities and advantages of your life. You are a human being with an intelligent mind. a loving heart, and quite a healthy body. You may have friends and family members who support you. You have the good fortune to live in a country relatively free of social and political oppression. You have many opportunities to follow your creative, intellectual, and social interests. Opportunity to go anywhere and do anything. You enjoy a good standard of living. And most of all, you have the potential and opportunity, because of all these other benefits, to investigate, understand, and transform your mind. Think now how few people or creatures on earth share these freedoms and chances with you. When you have considered this deeply, you will realize how rare and precious a life like yours is. Really appreciate your good fortune. Not by boasting about it, but by having a realistic sense of appreciation for it. So once you've seen that your life is free of so many disadvantages, and that you have so many advantages, you need to decide how to best use those precious opportunities. Think of all the possibilities open to you: work or travel, enjoyment, study. These are only the mundane opportunities. The greatest benefit this life can bring is the chance for spiritual development, transformation of your mind. Try to see the limitations of a lifestyle only focused on materialistic gain. And think of the insignificance of fame, wealth, reputation, sensual indulgence when compared to the goal of enlightenment. Why aspire to only temporal achievements when we are capable of so much more? So contemplate this and look at this from the different angles. Your power to control your mind and through it to achieve enlightenment should become clear. And with such power, how can you possibly feel hopeless and depressed? And then gently bring your attention back to your body, back to this moment. Move your body a little, maybe move your shoulders, your toes, and open your eyes. Okay, so what I would like to do is to move you into breakout rooms to have a couple of minutes opportunity to check in, to see what happened in the meditation. What did you notice? What stood out? So I put you into little pairs, so just groups of two. And let's have 3 minutes each. So one person speaks for 3 minutes, then I'll send a message, and then the other can speak. So one is speaking, the other listening. So give your partner the gift of your full attention. So this is like a confidential space. The idea is that your partner doesn't then share your stories, but they can share their own stories. So treat it with respect. And one person speaks, the other listens, and in 3 minutes, then you can swap. I'll send you a message when that's the case. I'll see you. And you need to click OK or something to accept the breakout room. I'll see you in 6 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, there's Margo. So welcome back, everyone. So I would love to hear from you. What happened in the meditation? What did you notice? What did you learn? What stood out for you? If you want to speak, then please, you can wave. You could raise your hand electronically if you like, but also you can simply wave and unmute yourself. Linda.
Unmute myself.
Unmute.
Well, I guess I'll just be really forthright, Margo, and tell you some of what I told Barbara just a few minutes ago. When you started talking about the the sort of more negative things that come up in a meditation, and you had a whole long laundry list, from depression to sorrow to anger to whatever. I started to cry because I realized that's where my life is right now. It's just a hornet's nest of negative things going on. And I think that I feel more determined than ever to keep my meditation going because of it. Because I think the only way out is to keep the meditation going. I really do. It's the only thing that's halfway helped me so far, and I haven't even developed a regular meditation practice yet. I've told you that before, but as of today, I feel like, yeah, maybe this would be a good place to start. Because it's amazing what does come up in meditation. I mean, wow, it's it can be a hornet's nest, but I believe Kathleen McDonald that she says you just have to keep doing it. And slowly, things will begin to happen.
Absolutely.
Like the elephant walking.
Yes.
Slowly.
Yes. That's a beautiful image, Linda.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say, I guess.
Beautiful. Thank you, Linda, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your commitment and dedication to keep going. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for your honest sharing. Appreciate that.
I'm too old to hold back.
Yeah, very good. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Great. So, anyone else? Share your experiences, thoughts, observations. No? Oh, yes, okay. James?
There. I'm sorry. My voice is a little raspy, but Mary shared something very important for me about the 9-round meditation and how counting while you're breathing to sort of help bring you down and calm and possibly expanding the number, say from 1 until you are able to reach a comfortable place like 5 as Mary reaches. That was really very helpful for me. I hope that helps others. It doesn't need to stay at 3. You can just say, oh, I need 4 today.
Okay, yes, yeah. That is certainly possible. Or you can repeat that 9 round several times. So you do the 9 rounds. You could easily do that again for 2 or 3 times, that whole package. So absolutely, yes, there are different variations possible. Yeah. Yeah, no, great. Great observation. Great idea. Yeah.
Indeed.
Because especially sometimes it takes a while to do all the visualizations and think of this and think of that. And, it's a bit more of a package of things to do. So sometimes it's good actually to repeat it and do it a few times, the whole sequence. Or that's how I learned it, to do the whole sequence 2 or 3
Yes.
times. I just did
It's
it
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's a favorite because it grounds me. It
Wow.
makes me sit down. And we were also discussing that what a wonderful, wonderful gift and this human life is. I was saying, I live like a prince in my little kingdom here. I have lots of privileges, maybe not as much as someone else, but I have privileges enough to keep me going to the Dharma to check things out.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it is a precious human life.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely.
This prince says so.
And I think this is something, we can do again and again, and we may need to do again and again, because it's so easy to forget and go in, yes, but I'm not as rich as that person, or as healthy as that, or as popular as that, or as good looking as that, or, what are all these things that we do to actually, it sometimes seems easier to see what other people have that we don't have. And then we're stuck in that instead of thinking like, but appreciating what we have, and especially our access to the Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Linda, you wanna?
Yeah, Margo, I didn't mean to imply, I hope I didn't imply that I wasn't grateful for the life that I have. When I was talking to Barbara, I was, I guess, mentioning this, but I do understand that this is a precious life, and we have the capability of doing so much good and helping other sentient beings. And we have the teachings, we have the Dharma, and we are so lucky to have all this. And I understand this. And I guess I was just saying, despite this, why do I feel so crummy? Well, because it's a precious human life, I believe that there is a way out of feeling crummy. It's just a matter of finding it.
Yeah, because also when we think about this, precious human life, initially it is like a thought, like, oh yeah, well, I can reason, I have enough to eat and I have a roof above my head, and that and that and that is all good, so it must be good then. But then it needs to sink in, and that is in a way why this is a meditation rather than like a discussion group. Oh yeah, we all agree we're better off than a beggar in Calcutta, or probably. But if we let it like sink in, so it becomes a realization that it's becoming something that we deeply know. They say realization is something we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That it's something we actually live with. We wake up with it, we have lunch with it, we take it on our shopping trip. That every moment in our lives, we have that as a deep knowing, rather than a fleeting thought that comes and goes amongst all the other thousands of thoughts and ideas that we have. So that is something like a realization. That's something more deeper, something we have all the time. That no matter what happens, that we have that as a knowing. So that's, and that is something we need to cultivate. So that's why we do meditations as a regular practice, or as a deepening, and why we do it in the form of a meditation instead of just a quick thought. Everybody know we have a precious human life. Okay, done, finished. But we need to actually let it sink in and sit with it and go like, yes, but my neighbor has this or that and I don't, or my friend has that and that and I don't. And then, or go in comparison, or yes, but I'm, I have this illness, or I have this problem, or I have that and that. But then in spite of that, to let it sink in, that preciousness of the human life. And then also to make good use of it, because the link also is to use our precious human life to practice Dharma, to see that Dharma is actually, the only thing that really matters in life. Yeah. So that's that's the practice. That's the journey. Mm-hmm. So thank you everyone for your engagement, because I think a discussion is also a healthy way of discussing. Mary, Camille, you want to say something? Are you raising your hand or not? Yes.
Thank
Please
you so
unmute.
much. It was great to do the breakout session. I loved that time with James. And one thing I learned from Venerable Katie, she said, she recommended trying to equalize the breath. So when you're breathing in, like to breathe in, like count to 3, and then to exhale 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then to try to get up to 4 and then 5, whatever you're comfortable with. But I don't remember why she said it was important to equalize it.
Right. I don't know either. I mean, I've heard this 9-round breathing done in so many different ways. So also with colors and with blue and red and this and that, and all sort of variations, and holding the breath and. So I'm not sure if I've ever heard this, but maybe I have. I can't remember. Oh. In a way, the idea is not to rush it. Not that you have a quick in breath and a very long out breath, or the other way around. That maybe I can imagine. Then maybe that's the reason to have it more balanced. But I don't know. I've never come across that. So maybe ask her if you meet her again. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyone else? Last chance, otherwise you don't have to, but the space is here. But otherwise we would go into our next meditation. I want to do again a loving kindness meditation. Maybe it's just because I need it so much, but when I look into the world, I think a loving kindness is a quality that I think many of us need. So it's it's the similar, not exactly the same, to the meditation we did last week on loving kindness. So loving kindness love is actually the wish for others to be happy. That is in Buddhism, that's how love is defined. So it's not like the romantic type of love that often we live in our world. It's not the Netflix type of love necessarily, where the more romantic engagement. Here in Buddhism, they say love is the wish to make others happy. And then as part of that meditation, we actually also need to start with loving ourselves. And loving ourselves also means accepting ourselves as we are. So if we cannot love ourselves, how can we ever send that to others? And I think especially for us in the West, that is probably different for people in like the Tibetans, that in a way, although we have all these like precious opportunities and abundance in our lives, that we as Westerners, we have a strong sense, many of us, maybe not everyone, but many in the West have a strong sense of low self-esteem, or not being worthy, or not being good enough, or no one ever loves me, or any sort of variation that, many people in the West have to deal with, or are dealing with, or need to deal with. So in this loving kindness meditation, there's actually a good emphasis, especially in the beginning, to also love ourselves, to accept ourselves, to be with our own heart. So that's why I like this meditation and would like to do it with you. So if you want to make yourself comfortable, I'll guide us all through it. So I invite you to let go of the words. Let them go into the background. Again, connect with your body, with how you sit. Just check your posture. Notice your breathing. And begin by generating a feeling of loving kindness in your heart. You can do this by bringing to mind a person you love. You remember a moment where you felt that love strongly. Maybe looking into the eyes of a child. And then let your natural good feelings for that person arise. Loving kindness is wanting others to be happy and not to suffer. You might like to imagine your loving kindness as a warm, bright light, or a gentle, positive energy radiating from your heart. So first, send that energy of loving kindness to yourself. Before you can truly love others, you need to love yourself. Loving yourself means accepting yourself as you are, with your present faults and shortcomings. It means being kind to yourself, being a friend to yourself, rather than being angry or frustrated that you are not the person you'd like to be. It also means acknowledging your positive potential and giving yourself the space to fulfill that potential. Wishing yourself to be happy and free from problems. So really wish yourself all the happiness and goodness there is. And imagine the warm energy in your heart radiates out and gradually fills your whole body and mind. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May my heart be open. May I be one with love. So next, generate loving kindness for people you care about. If you want, you can imagine them in the space in front of you. Maybe friends or family, maybe parents, children. May they be well and happy, free from problems and suffering. May they have long lives, good health. And may all their needs and wishes be fulfilled. May they develop themselves spiritually and quickly reach the perfect peace of enlightenment. If you can imagine loving kindness radiating out from your heart as a warm golden light to each member of your family or your friends. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May your heart be open. May you be one with love. Next, generate loving kindness for your teachers and other people who have helped you in your life. Think of specific teachers or people who have supported you. If you want, you can imagine them, one of them, more of them, in the space in front of you. Think, may my teachers and those who have helped me be well and happy. May they be free from problems and suffering. May they have long lives, good health. And may all their needs and wishes be fulfilled. May they continue to develop themselves spiritually and quickly reach the perfect peace of enlightenment. Send them loving kindness energy from your heart. Now, let go of that grouping and see if you can generate loving kindness for people you have difficulty with. People who may have hurt you or whom you simply dislike. You can imagine some of them in the space in front of you. Just for a moment, consider that they also want to be happy and free from problems, just as you do. That they need and deserve love, just as you do. Imagine your positive, loving energy flowing out from your heart to these people. Wish them to be free from the confusion, anger, or self-centeredness that has driven them to act the way they do. Really wish them to find peace of mind, happiness, and finally enlightenment. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May your heart be open. May you be one with love. And finally, generate loving kindness for all other living beings, humans and non-humans, such as animals. You may like to think especially of those who are going through extreme difficulties, such as war, sickness, poverty, hunger, fear, and oppression. Think and feel sincerely, may all beings have happiness and its causes. May all beings be free from all problems and suffering and their causes. May they have long lives, good health, and may all their needs and wishes be fulfilled. May they develop themselves spiritually and quickly reach the perfect peace of enlightenment. Feel the gentle energy of loving kindness radiate out from your heart to all living beings everywhere in the universe. May all be happy. May all be at peace. May all hearts be open. May all be one with love. Feel that gentle energy of loving kindness radiate from your heart to all living beings everywhere in the universe. Imagine it gives them comfort, relieves them of mental and physical suffering, and helps them to experience the happiness and peace of mind. Now let's dedicate the positive energy of our meditation to all beings, to ourselves and others, that we all find happiness, peace, and ultimately enlightenment. Let's conclude with some dedication prayers. Anna is happy to share them. Let's do them in English. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. The next part, was there a next part? May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow. And may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Thank you, Anna. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our session today. Just want to say thank you, everyone, for engaging in this. I just rejoice in your practice and your involvement. And yeah, I wish you good practice, good continuation of your practice and study. This is the end of our 4 sessions on a Sunday with me, but the center in Santa Fe has so many other amazing teachers and sessions and meditations, so I'm sure you'll continue with them. And I might be back at some point, I might not, this is unknown, so we'll see about that.